Hi, everyone. My name is Alsu Kashapova. I'm a holistic therapist, and welcome to today's session. Today, we're going to talk about such a popular topic and one of the most frequent questions, and actually the core work of what I do with my clients through all the methods that I'm practicing. It's how to work with core subconscious beliefs. Because beliefs are running our lives, and these are certain programs that what we believe about ourselves and the world, they certainly impact all areas of our lives. So just think about yourself. What about the certain core beliefs that you have and how they affect your health, your relationships? What do you believe about yourself and your abilities? If you feel that you are enough, if you feel safe, it could definitely make a difference. And usually people come to me with different issues, and we always go to the root cause, and root cause is always about limiting beliefs. Because I believe that beliefs beliefs are actually something that we use in this world to survive, to make sense of what's happening. We come to this planet with this soul, with our essence and true self. And you probably all experience this state when you feel expanded, when you feel that everything is possible, that the world is safe, you feel this sense of unity. And this is state of our true self when we're fully present. But we also have our personality that helps us survive and navigate through the world. And that's how beliefs are helping us to navigate. For example, you have simple beliefs: what's the table, what's dinner, what's the family, what's health, what is work, and etc. But there are also some core beliefs about yourself, and usually we don't talk about it, and we don't have any education about that. So that's why we are going to talk about these beliefs and how you can transform them to transform your life. And these beliefs are being created from when we are in mother's womb. So it's happening way before we become conscious. And if you know that children before age of 7, they usually are operating on a subconscious level most of the time. They are more in a dreamy state. So they perceive the world not with full awareness, not with full consciousness, but they're soaking in through observations, through how their parents and closest caretakers were taking care of them, and what they observe about their parents' reactions to certain situations. So most of the stuff, of course, coming from early childhood and even before, when the infant is being formed in mother's womb. And of course, a lot of beliefs are coming from generations, past to generations. And probably if your mom still know how to do certain thing this way, because your grandma did it this way and her grandma did it this way, a lot of times we don't even question this thing, we just follow it. And it's okay about daily life. Sometimes it's funny to realize some things like that. But it becomes quite serious blockage if you find certain beliefs that don't serve you. For example, if the child has an environment that allow them to create strong beliefs about themselves, strong core beliefs, it will be really helpful for them to create healthy relationships and everything. So some core beliefs are about safety, that I feel safe in this world, I feel protected, that the world is safe, and I could trust myself and the world. Then there are certain core beliefs like about enough, that I'm enough, that I deserve to be loved, I'm lovable, I deserve attention and happiness, I deserve care. And these all beliefs are being formed in a very early stage. And it's not happening through communication, not through verbal communication, because 95% of our brain is operating on subconscious level. So it's all about how we perceive information through our observations, through messages that we receive, through our feelings and first experience, especially experiences that are with some intense feelings. So if an infant had really good care, like were held in their childhood, probably they are having good beliefs about themselves that's serving them. And then, of course, when the child is developing, there are other beliefs that important, for example, about their authenticity, that they have their voice, that they can express themselves, that they have their core internal strength. Then there are certain beliefs about masculinity, femininity, sexuality, and how they can express their creativity to the world. And of course, these are probably, let's say, core beliefs. Also, how a person communicates with others. A lot of people have a core belief that I'm different, that I cannot connect. So this is also something that is being formed in a very early stage, on a very unconscious level. And these programs about ourselves are running our life. For example, if you don't feel enough, of course, when you go to the interview, if you want a new job, then that's how you will perceive yourself. And that's how you will create the energy around you. It will definitely create this sense that you are not good professional for another person. They will feel it as well. That's how we will manifest everything around us according to the beliefs that we have. So that's why, to me, it's the most interesting and important work that we do through all the different practices. It's identifying core beliefs and choosing those that serve us. So definitely the first step would be is to understand what beliefs that you would like to work on. That's how usually it starts. And it's not important to evaluate all the beliefs that what I have and what do I need to heal. It's not about that. It's more what is happening in the present moment, and where in your life where you feel probably stuck, or where you feel certain limitations, certain blockage. So that's where you need to put your attention and effort. So right now, or while you will be watching this video, just think about areas of your life. If you feel that there is something on your way, probably you have a goal, probably you have a certain vision, or you want to have a certain quality like confidence, you want to speak up, you want to stand up for yourself, or maybe you want to have more abundance in your life. Maybe you have specific goals in relationships or in your career, or even in health. So where in this life that you feel those limitations. So that's where you could quite confidently say that the reason is that there is a certain belief that holds you back. And that's what you want to put your attention to. So how you can work with a certain area. Let's say if you identified a belief, identify a certain area where you feel blockage. Maybe it could be even health, because our genes are also responding to the environment we are in. Everyone has certain DNA, but I like how Bruce Lipton puts it, that our DNA is responding, our genes are adaptive to the environment that we are in, and certain genes are being activated or not based on the environment. And what is the environment? It's how do we perceive the world. It's all about our beliefs again. So sometimes people come to heal back pain, for example, or digestive problem, working together with me. And we identify that it's connected to certain beliefs. For example, could be beliefs around safety, could be beliefs about connection to other people. So what you can do is to start your self-inquiry. So the first way how you can work with your beliefs is always through your awareness. So the moment you become aware that, oh, there is something that holds me back, that there is something on my way, that's already a great step of your awareness, because you become aware of that there is a certain situation that doesn't fit your picture, that doesn't serve you. So that's where you could already start paying attention. And usually the situation could be if something upsets you, maybe someone upsets you, Maybe you become angry with someone. Usually it's really triggers a certain intense emotion. That could be your pathway if you have a certain emotional reaction. That's where the work and growth is. So you can start looking into it and you can see, what does it make me feel this way? What's happening that this situation where I feel restricted or limited? So pay attention to the situation, to the people around you, and what specific events that begin this trigger, what's inside you that is arising. And here, what is important is to pay attention to yourself rather than to the external situation. Because a lot of times we go into the story of blaming others. That's quite natural. We start telling that, okay, yes, I have a problem with my career, and this all because of my boss. And we start talking about the boss, how bad he is or she is. But now reframe this question and change it, focusing on yourself. How does it make you feel? What is inside you that is being triggered? And what's happening inside you? What sensations that are arising when you're around this person, for example? And what do you believe about yourself in this situation? So that's where your inquiry could be. Right now, you can even think about certain moments where you feel this triggered situation, when you feel restricted or you feel upset with something or someone, or when you feel limited. And you can start discovering, okay, what's happening when it happens? What exactly happens before I go into that space? And that's how you can identify more and more the belief itself. What's the story that I'm telling to myself in that moment? What do I need to believe in order to feel this way? So, for example, if you feel angry with a person, with your neighbor, that didn't tell you certain information, probably you could sense like what's happening with you. And that's how inquiry starts. You can do it within yourself using these questions. And I would give you some situations. So, for example, if you are in relationships and there is your partner triggers you, because usually our partner is bringing the most of the stuff, or our children. So if they are upsetting you, then stay with the situation. Maybe you are feeling angry, and then you can identify what is it that I believe in that moment. And maybe your partner just told you that, oh, I don't have time right now to talk to you about it. Then you can see, it's like, what is this that I'm believing? How do I perceive this situation? And you might feel that, or think, you might feel certain sadness and anger, and you might think that, oh, it's because they don't love me. And what kind of person who is not loved? Is the person who don't deserve love, or maybe doesn't feel enough, not feeling accepted or seen. And that's where you can start your inquiry and discovery. It's like, okay, is it familiar feeling for me? Is it something that I felt before? So you could actually stay with that and discover where it started. And every time you have this opportunity of this situation, use it as a discovery session for yourself, as an inquiry. Or what is the belief that is limiting me right now? What do I believe about myself? And then, of course, you can go into the next step of reframing this belief, asking yourself, is this true? Is that true that my partner doesn't love me? Is it true that I am not lovable? Is it absolutely true? Is it 100% true all the time? What other options that what the situation could be about? Probably your partner just doesn't have a good day, and or probably they have just a tough schedule. So go back to you and understand what's actually happening, what's the reality of that. And every time you catch yourself, you could see how certain belief shows up in different areas of your life. And that's already the most important step, because the more you observe, the more you identify it, become familiar with this part of you. So now what happens usually when we start this work, people want to remove this part of themselves, like I just don't want to have this belief. So now let's understand again where this belief come from. Usually if it's coming from certain childhood situation, think about it as a coping mechanism that helped you survive. So maybe it was so unbearable to see how your parents are fighting that for you it was easier to believe that you are not good enough or you don't deserve your love rather than accept the reality. So that's how the child creates certain perception about the world and about themselves that helps them survive. Probably even certain symptoms right now, like addiction or certain digestive problem, might be a protective mechanism, protective system that helps you survive in a certain moment of your life. So when you realize that, at least you can be more compassionate towards this part. It's like, okay, thank you for serving me. Thank you, this belief, for serving me for so many years. For example, belief of not being good enough is a lot of times serving a person that help them to gain connection with parents, can help them gain attention. So it was necessary to be connected, to fit into the family, and this belief helped them survive. But right now, it's not relevant anymore. So in a moment, you can realize, okay, I have this belief. Thank you so much. I'm being compassionate to it right now, but I also know another truth. It's no longer me. I'm not 5 years old. I have more strength right now. I love myself, and I know my truth. So you can constantly dance and with these thoughts and choose new beliefs that are more impactful, that are more beneficial to you. So this is a constant work that you learn to do, and it always starts with observation. If you need help, usually most of the therapy practices are having certain techniques. And with all my clients, we use certain techniques as well, how they could learn this process and can identify beliefs on their own and every time choose a new reality for themselves. And then there are second way how you can work with core beliefs is by directly accessing subconscious mind. Of course, with awareness, it requires constant attention. And sometimes we want to shift the story, the key story that we tell ourselves. And that's when, for example, I use hypnotherapy and rebirth reading, when we go directly to the state of your brain, when your mind, active monkey mind, is relaxed, and we have more access to a subconscious state. And that's how you can understand from where this belief is coming from. Sometimes we're doing regressions to understand certain memories, or sometimes suddenly by just connecting to the feeling, this memory come up on its own. And the most important, what happens then, we reframe and we rewrite the perception. So we cannot change past events, but we can change the story, the meaning that you created at that moment of your life. So you can always use this expanded state of consciousness to access those states and do some progress, let's say, do some work that would definitely complement awareness practice that you have. And it's very interesting because when we do this type of work, sometimes something unexpected happens that the moment probably of why a person is not feeling safe with their colleagues or feeling not connected to others goes back to the memory of in mother's womb or through the birth process, or so something that we definitely can't remember, but the story is still bothering them on subconscious level. So by accessing that, we could release big part of energy that is being stuck. And at the same time, we could create a new meaning that this wasn't your fault and that it was something that was happening, but you are lovable and you are safe. So something like that happens usually also naturally when you start accessing these things. So there is a certain inner guidance that is awakening as well, and inner wisdom. And this inner wisdom helps recreate and resolve the stories and memories. For example, in breathwork sessions, it's a lot of times that somehow the body creates the images of resolution that are more beneficial and positive in this sense for the person. So this is definitely effective. So you can always use at least a state of presence that is already relaxing for your mind, and you can stay with your heart, with your presence, with your being state, rather than doing. And every practice, even meditation or breathing exercises, sound healing, Reiki, something that really calms down your mind and where you can be on more relaxed state of your brain waves. That's really, really beneficial. And then there is a third way how you can work with your beliefs is through body energy practices. So I connect them together. Let's say you can call them separately, energy or body. I believe that there is actually it's proven, even as Bessel van der Kolk says, the body keeps the score. Trauma and beliefs are not only happening on a cognitive level, it's the energy that is stored in our body and affects us. A lot of times we can even see it, how it being manifested through different illnesses. So it's very normal that our body is also trying to help us go through these beliefs, creating certain coping strategies. So what you can do is support your body to release whatever stuck energy. So let's say that if you have this fear, constant state of fear and safety belief, let's say limiting belief around safety, it's good to do some movement, maybe to do dancing and move your body to recreate the experience of movement. And that's how you could release certain energy that is stored. Of course, yoga and Qigong, Tai Chi, martial arts, very healing practices as well. And breathing as well. So breathing works on different levels, let's say. So you can simply do breathing, and also you feel, it feels like the energy just goes to the right part of your body, and sometimes you don't need to process it on cognitive level, but it's just creating this sensation in certain part of the body, and you feel that it's being worked on and healed. I also use Reiki and sound healing, for example. It feels the same, that there is certain energy that is awakening in you that you already have, but you are just reconnecting to this inner wisdom state. And it could also be something simple, like when you are in a state of being more relaxed, or when you are sleeping, or when you are, let's say, gardening or doing something with your family, just, let's say, being in this state of relaxation, also really good to recreate, to heal these things in your body. In relationships, of course, it's also it's very good for you if you have certain people with whom you can spend time, with whom you feel safe, loved, and if you could spend more time with this type of people, then it's already receiving, your body is receiving this love and messages that is healing to you. So these are, let's say, three major ways. So awareness, and awareness happens constantly, even if you are using other methods to directly access subconscious mind, to do energy body work. I believe that awareness is kind of like a baseline for our life, because even if we shift the major part of our limiting belief, it will still knock the door sometimes. It's not like 100% of the time one belief, for example, believing that you are a creative person, it's like, okay, 100%, probably sometimes you feel it this way, sometimes maybe it's like 80%, and sometimes maybe you go into like 30%. So how you can recognize this belief and support yourself. And our mind is super creative, so we can also use images and powerful words and thoughts, because our mind responds to creative images. So if you want to create new beliefs, you vision about yourself, It's really important to implement certain practices like more healthy self-talk, or creating images in your head about yourself and repeating it constantly, so your mind become more familiar with these new thoughts. And in this awareness state, you can also reinforce new beliefs. So whenever you identify limiting beliefs, it's very good to ask, is it the constant reality? Is it true, absolutely true all the time? And if it's not, what other possibilities? Because in all situations, we are choosing the worst assumption of what's happening. So if the person doesn't call us, we think it's because they don't love us or something. But there are probably 10 other possibilities. That person is busy, person just didn't have connection, or etc., etc., right? So look at other possibilities, and whenever that you recognize it and choose a new reality for yourself, recognize it, remember that. Maybe you can write a note, gratitude to yourself, remember certain pictures when it happens that you actually realized in your life these practical actions of these beliefs. And of course, use your subconscious mind and energy body practices to use your internal wisdom as well. So that it's quite general information, because I need more information about your specific situation. If you would like more work, this time I would like to invite you to a free consultation call. So I'm using holistic therapy, using different approaches like compassionate inquiry, hypnotherapy, breath work, and other modalities as well. So we could actually look into your situation, what's happening, and what could be a core root cause behind the presented issue. And then we could think about specific strategies that you probably need for yourself. So that's how I will finish the call, our session today. And let's just see, okay, there is a question, what breath work do you recommend the most? There are different styles. So again, it depends on your situation. There are breathwork styles that for specific situation, when you want to boost your energy, when you want to create more relaxed and state and calm mind. For working with beliefs, I use rebirth breathing, or and different forms of large connected breathing, like rhythmic breathing. You can find some of the, actually, if you would comment and send me a private message, I will send you a material after this session where you will have an audio recording for free, which is like a 40-minute profound practice combining hypnotherapy and breathing. So probably Rongo Salia, you can just text me, and then I'll send you a specific recording so you can experience it. Yes, and let's do just a quick meditation before we start. It will take just around 5 minutes for us. So you can sit comfortably and take one breath. Feel yourself in a present moment, right here, right now. And you can think about one situation where you feel any limitation, or probably you already know a belief about yourself, or maybe a certain situation that upsets you. And just notice feelings that are arising in you in that moment, where you feel it in your body. Allow yourself to notice sensations. When you think this thought, when you think this belief, what happens in your body, how it reacts. Probably you can check with your chest, with your belly, your throat, shoulders, or face. Is there any tension? How does it feel like, if you could describe it? And just stay with this sensation, just be there. and connect to that part of you that probably created this belief in a certain moment of your life, and it was serving a certain purpose. Take a breath, create more space, and on exhale, just release. Create more space in that part of yourself where you feel any sensation that requires your attention right now in your body. And release. And just be curious. What's the message of this part? What was the function of this part that created this belief in a certain moment of your life? Just allow yourself to receive any message, or if there is nothing happen, that's okay. Just stay present with whatever is present for you right here, right now. Breathe in and breathe out. And notice what's the function that this part of you that still believes in this old story, what was it trying to do for you? Maybe to protect you, to make you feel loved or connected. And right now, invite other possibilities. Invite other opportunities. What else this part could do that can still fulfill this purpose that it serves, but probably through different methods. And just be compassionate towards this part right now. Breathe in slowly through your belly and release. Forgive yourself and this part for believing this belief. And release the attachment to this part. Allow yourself just to relax and release any resistance. And with full compassion to yourself, take another breath. And allow yourself to see other possibility. Allow yourself to see new thoughts, new powerful images about your life and about yourself that can serve you better. What is the most relevant for you right now? What are other possibilities? And just allow yourself to invite the possibility. You don't have to believe it 100% yet, but just allow yourself to think, what are other options? And take one breath and release. And just allow yourself to notice, to do self-inquiry anytime that this belief shows up. What impact does it do into your life? How can you recognize it? What do you feel? What do you sense when this belief shows up? In which area of your life this belief shows up the most? The more you're becoming familiar, the more you can befriend this part of yourself, the more you can let go the function that it was serving, the way it was serving you. And right now you can take a breath and come back to your sensations, come back to your full awareness. So if you discovered something for yourself that you would like to learn more about, you can continue this process of self-inquiry using questions that I was giving you at the beginning of the session. You can also experience a combination of hypnosis with breath work. If you ask just send me a private message and a request for materials, and I would send you a page where you can access this material for free. And also, I'm giving you this opportunity to come for a free consultation call, because I have one-on-one practice where I work using all those modalities specifically for what you need. So we can actually work with you, customize. You can have the space for yourself to discover and learn how you can do it on your own as well. And I have usually a few spots available. But even if I don't have spots, we can still do a free consultation, free session with you as well. So thank you so much for being in this call. And if you can just write down one thing that was useful for you, any information, any insight, and you can just message me after all as well. Thank you. I already know my gut is giving me problems due to anxiety and stress. Very good. I think that you are onto something, so you can keep discovering and holding space for this anxiety and stress when they show up, so you can understand better what's the underlying belief, the story, and how you can see other possibilities. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you next week. And that's it for today. I'm finishing this live session right now. Bye-bye.